mud, came up, they ain't think that I could do it. Rise up, then I look back like, man, I knew it. Out the mud, was in the dirt, climbed up. Now I'm on top and it's stuck. Out the mud.
Yep, welcome back to another podcast of Out the Mud Podcast. I'm your girl Coco.
I'm Holly Tay.
And we have the infamous, not only just infamous, but the serial entrepreneur herself, Miss Maya Lake, owner of multiple Salon suites. Also, she does press and play or presses with your shirts. And yeah, she does other things too, but we'll get in her business, and we're gonna let you guys know. She's gonna let you guys know how she started from the bottom, and she's here right now telling you the story, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Welcome, Maya Lake.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Maya, welcome. Cause she don't like to talk, you know. She wants the door like I'm finna go ahead and make the sky red without nobody knowing. But yeah, we are here, me and my co-host, and we want to like get into your business, Maya. Can we do that?
You can do that.
We can do
I'll
that.
open up for you.
Okay. We like that. We like that. So, starting off, right? I know you know, and Tay know that you do salon suites and all that stuff. But before you became your own boss, before you came Maya the mom, Maya the wife, Maya this, you had a childhood, right? How was your upbringing? You know, and you're from Atlanta, right?
I'm actually not.
You're not from Atlanta?
No,
Are you serious?
I'm from. Well, I was raised in Miami.
Okay.
I was raised in Miami.
Dade County. I like when y'all say Dade County.
Yep. Graduated from Miami Northwestern.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. Growing up, I had two brothers. One has passed, and one is still out there somewhere. We kind of don't talk, but it is what it is. People grow apart. And it's okay.
Yeah.
Growing up, I was tomboyish, real tomboyish. But one thing I always knew that I was going to be an entrepreneur for some reason. I sell lemonade. I had a lemonade stand. I used to sell baseball cards.
Oh yeah, you was playing.
Yeah, and this was like at 5. So I'ma always try to make my money.
Some kind of way.
Yeah. Some kind of way. Grew up single mom. Grew up with a single mother. You know, struggled a little bit. Struggled a lot of it. It is what it is. And I just said in my mind, growing up, I'm not gonna raise my kids like this. I'm gonna do whatever I have to do, whatever I need to do to get it from the mud.
I love it. Did you feel like you were struggling when you were struggling as a kid, or you just like, oh, we living good, but you really wasn't living good?
No, I wasn't living good. It wasn't horrible. Like, it wasn't like, oh my God. But just, like I said, growing up in Miami, everyone sees South Beach and stuff like that. But it's the first 48 in real life.
Really?
It's the first 48. It's the first 48.
And how old were you? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah. I just had a question, but no. You said, and what? I'm into this interview like, and what?
Yeah, no, it's like seeing people die, seeing people literally, you know, it's in front of you.
Yeah.
Everything in front of you, for real. There's nothing that was held back. Nothing that was, because you were a child, we're not going to show this to you. Exactly. It just, that's what it was.
So you actually saw a person die in front of you?
I've seen a person die in school. I've seen a person, get shot. I've seen a person just go outside and got to walk over a body. We didn't. It's like, okay, we didn't stay like in a horrible neighborhood, but it was there. It just was there.
Can you recall a moment in your childhood that like really like sticks in your mind and kind of drives you even today? Like maybe a hard time or something like that?
Yeah. Well, I got pregnant at 16. And it was a lady. She had 2 girls. I'm not gonna name no names or whatever. She had 2 girls, and I used to do her hair. And she wanted to hide from the world that she was sick. And when I say sick, you know, dying.
Yeah.
And she hid it from her kids, and she, you know, being her, we met up because she was pregnant and I was pregnant, and we met at the health clinic. And she just was like, "How old are you?" I was like, "I'm 16." So she just was basically talking to me about life. You know, don't, you know, this is a blessing, but at the same time, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, remember what you're trying to do for yourself.
Right.
Don't worry about what the world say. Don't do it for show. And then she started telling me her story. And I was really the only person that she ever, well, I was the first person that she ever told. And I'm 16 years old. I'm like, why this lady telling me this? Like, I don't know her or whatever, but I've like heard about her name and the community and stuff like that. And like I said, she didn't tell nobody. And her last wish before she died was for me to do her hair.
Really?
And I did her hair. She did her hair on a Sunday, and she passed away like on a Wednesday. But in doing her hair that last day, like I've seen her going from like, you know, thick, nice, cute, you know. She had everybody in the world. She had it all, but you know what I'm saying? She really just was hiding a lot of her hurt, a lot of her pain, a lot of things that were being said about her, you know, and herself. And she just was always, she would always talk to me about it. And I just like, why is she talking to me? Like, I'm like, like, what am I gonna do? I can't help you. I can't help you. But I just feel like it was something in her, you know, that was telling her to reach out to me and talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Because a little bit I was going down the wrong path. You know, and to stop me from going to that down the wrong path. You know, you know, God, I feel like God pushed her to talk to me, you know, so I could go down the right path. And and that was, you know, she passed away with my hairstyle in her head. So that's really stuck out to me, and it just really made me into like a different type of woman. You know?
It opened your eyes more to life. Did she pass away from something like cancer, or was it jetpack? So that definitely was an eye-opener to you, like, okay, you know what, this is real serious, because, you know, we don't really know that until, especially back then. Back then, we didn't know about that stuff. So by saying that, or by having that connection with her, and, you know, I'm a strong believer of God sent angels in so many different ways. You know what I'm saying? Like he sent angels to save his kids, the ones that he won't really be saved. So he sent her because he already saw he had something brighter for you, and he had a platform that he know that other people needed you. So he didn't want you to go down that same path as she did. So by having that relationship with her and experiencing that as a young 16-year-old girl, like, wait a minute, I just want to have my baby and live my life. It's like, why are you telling me this, lady? How can I help you? That part of life, like, it gave you an eye opening from there, because you was doing hair at 16.
I started doing hair like age 11.
Wow. So who was the first person hair? What was the first hairstyle you did? Like, what made you say, I'm gonna start doing hair?
My aunt used to go to school in Miami, Barbara Thorne, and she brought home a mannequin one day. And like I said, I grew up, but I couldn't do no hair. I mean, like my mother couldn't do no hair. I didn't get my hair did like that. Right. I had, you know, a nice braid of hair or whatever, but I wanted my hair did. Like I like the little style and stuff, but my mom couldn't do it, and my aunt went to cosmetology school, you know, to be a cosmetologist, and so she brought back a doll head one day, and I just started playing with it and braiding it. No one ever taught me how to braid. I just was braiding it. Didn't know what I was doing. I just thought I was tying some stuff together, but I was braiding it, doing it, and then off my little hustle, my little baseball cards I used to sell, or lemonade, I go to the thrift store, get me some little Barbie dolls and braid their hair.
Oh, wow.
And from there, I had a friend. She would always let me do her hair. Always. And we started with the little old dog braids and little plaits and stuff.
Okay.
And I would always do her hair. Always. And it just went from there.
Really? Awesome. And you've been in this hair business for over 10 years.
Yeah.
2 decades at least. That is what's up.
So when you started, when you were 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever imagine yourself getting to the point that you are now?
Oh, no. I know I wanted to own a salon. I wanted to be an owner of something.
Yeah.
And it just made sense of a salon, but to have as many, no.
So you think little you would be proud of you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll pat myself on the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So doing hair at the age of 11, right? Having your first baby at the age of 16. What was that struggle like? Like, was that hard to balance? Because you were still in school too, right?
That right there is hard for me to, like, I'll say yes, but with me, it really wasn't because I was always determined.
Gotcha.
And I was always that person. Well, I laid down, I had it. It's my responsibility.
Right.
So if I
You
wanted
took
to make,
accountability.
if I wanted to make big girl decisions, I got to be
Real
a big girl.
Mm-hmm.
So I raised my child on my own. My mom got sick. I had to help her. So yeah, I had to do it.
Yeah. So you and the father didn't stay together once you had the baby?
Mm-mm.
So it was you
I
and the
was always
baby?
by myself.
And taking care of your mom?
Yep. I was always by myself.
All right, so you're 16, you have your baby, your mom's sick, and then you're kind of in the position where you're like, where you were saying, I didn't want to, raise my kids the way that, my mom did. How did that feel at that moment? Like, coming to the realization, you're like, damn, I gotta make sure. It's like, you have a boy first or
I have
girl?
all girls.
Okay. Like, her life,
Girls.
I gotta make it different.
It actually just felt just like that. Like, at that point in time, I knew that I couldn't lag. I couldn't slack. I had to be everything. And like, I had this saying that I'm everything to everybody, but nobody's nothing to me. Because it's like, I have to do everything. Everything falls on me. So it's like, I had no time to step back and say, what if?
Yeah.
What if it don't work? Well, if it don't work, you gotta do something else. It's gonna make it work.
Right.
Because it gotta work.
Yeah.
It gotta work. If that don't work, plan B. If we get to Z, back to AA. So it gotta work. Something's gonna work.
Because basically you was your plan B.
Yeah. Something gonna work.
But how did it make you feel hearing you say you're everything to everybody, but nobody's nothing to you? Like, how do that make you feel, even like at this grown age? Because if you still had that feeling back then, and that means that your mind was automatically thinking like, I have to do it. If don't nobody else do it, I got to do it for myself. How do that make you feel right now at this grown age of, like, do you still feel like you still everything to everybody, but, no, nothing to nobody?
Honestly, in the past, little 3 years, no, it's getting better.
Gotcha.
Because I'm allowing people to help, and I was always doing it on my own because I ran into, you can do everything. You say you buy something for $1,000, you gonna put in $999.99. That person that give you the penny,
right?
They did everything. And you gonna hear it,
Yeah.
If I didn't give you that penny, you would have never had.
And so your main thing is like, I never want to hear nobody throw it in my face what they done for me. So I'm gonna do it all. Yeah. So what made you let your guards down? Because that was more of a guarded Maya. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like, I don't want nobody to do anything for me, and then they throw it back in my face. Let me do it for myself, and then I could say it to myself, oh, we did this, versus, oh, Jack helped me. And Jack only gave me $1, and I had to put in $9.99. So, like, what is that?
I'm still like that to an extent.
Okay.
Just now it's me seeing, sometimes everybody ain't like that. You know, so now it's like I weigh it, you know, for the most part, I weigh it out. And if I feel like someone's genuine or whatever, okay, cool. But I'm still not going to let you just like
all the way in. Yeah.
You know,
yeah. You got to have your boundaries, though. You definitely got to have your boundaries. So what made you say, shoot, forget Miami, I'm going to come to Atlanta?
My brother got sick. Yeah, I don't mind taking care of it. My brother got sick, and I moved up here. I had a real good job. I used to work for American Express.
Oh, wow.
So, and benefits, having my second child, like at 19, and having my second child, I wasn't on no assistance or nothing like that. I had insurance. I had a good job.
Right.
So, I moved here to help them. So that's how I got to Atlanta.
Okay, so your brother is the reason what made you come here.
Mm-hmm.
How is he doing now?
He passed away.
Oh, this is the one that passed away.
Yeah, he passed away. Mm-hmm.
Oh, he was sick. Cancer.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't die then. He was alive. He died probably 10 years later.
Oh, gotcha. Y'all was real close.
Yeah.
How did you was able to stay focused on your vision of being an entrepreneur after you lost your brother? Like, how did that?
Well, I was already there because a year prior to that, I lost my mom. So, you know, like my mom, she was one of my biggest supporters.
Yeah.
Like, I could boil water. She gonna say, go, baby, go.
Yeah.
Like, she was a huge supporter. So, you know, I just know I had to do it for her. You know, I just had to
keep
do it for
going.
her. Yeah, it was, like I said, turning back is not an option. Failing is just not an option. It shouldn't be an option, period. For nobody.
Exactly.
Because it's always
other
ways.
ways.
Yeah, it's always a way.
So, go say.
So you're working at American Express, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good job, good benefits. What kind of made you, take the leap and be like, I want to change up? Or, I don't know if you went right after American Express or how did that look?
Well, I with them. I was actually on FMLA after having my child, and I was just like, let me go ahead and help my brother. Mm-hmm. So I asked for a transfer, from there. So they didn't have any like customer service centers there, so they had like a financial advisor.
Okay.
So went and did that. I didn't like that because it wasn't for me. Because I'm like 20. It sounds like 22. I'm gonna tell you how to spend your money. I'm gonna tell the company, y'all can get some shoes. Y'all can get some, I can't tell no company how to invest their money, how to spend their money. It was too much. That was too much for me. It was too much. So from there, I just started like working little different jobs and stuff like that. And by me doing my daughter's hair, like my kids' hair, people from the school like, I want to get your hair.
Yeah.
And
that's how you started getting more in tune with the hair business and your clientele and all that good stuff too.
Yep.
And when you opened up your first salon, right? Where did you open up your first salon at?
My first salon was in Brunswick, Georgia. I went back from Miami.
Yeah.
I stayed in Brunswick for a while. That's up there by Jacksonville. So
I was about to say, where is that at? Because I never
like
even
between
heard of
Jacksonville
that.
and Savannah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, you ever heard of like St. Simon's Island and stuff like that? Jekyll Island.
Jekyll Islands, I think we heard of. They got this big water park, right?
It's over there.
Okay.
So I moved there and I came back to Atlanta. I've been back in Atlanta since 2019.
Okay, that's what's up. So open up your salon in outside of Atlanta. And if you're from Atlanta, you're gonna say Atlanta. You're not gonna say Atlanta. So sorry, from Atlanta. You came back to Atlanta in 2019. When you came back, did you open up another salon, or did you say, "Man, I'm finna start doing some sweets"?
I was doing hair. I was in a shop, and a lady, she let me work in her shop, and I worked in her shop, and it's there's a couple of people in there, and this one girl, she was like, she worked at the shop now.
Yeah.
She was like, you supposed to be a salon owner. I'm like, yeah, I did own a salon before.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Because when the people would come in that shop, I'm hello, how you doing?
Right, you talking to them.
Yeah, when I first got there, I didn't know nobody. No one knew me. But I just knew that first person that sit in my chair, that's gonna be my client, and we're gonna go from there.
Right.
So I would go to the salon like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Period.
I wash the towels, I sweep the floors out to the point the lady that owned the salon, she let go of her cleaning lady because I was doing everything.
Right.
And because I just I just need a shot.
Right. Right.
So I was doing that, and then everybody, I'm greeting them, I'm making sure they all right, and I said, when I get my shot, From there, that's when I started getting clientele, and COVID hit, and the lady, she switched salon owners and really didn't tell anyone. I guess she sold her salon to someone and didn't notify everyone. And the new salon owner just wasn't. She was kind of selfish or whatever. So from
she
there,
came in rude.
Yeah, just selfish, tunnel vision of her own. So trying to flip everything, which is fine. That's her vision. And it's okay. But so from there, COVID hit, and everything was shut down. And in the middle of COVID, because 2020, I got here September 2019 by what it was. I signed my lease for the building February 2020. February 2020, and I built it.
The building Headland?
Yeah, Headland. And I built it. We opened up in October 2020.
So you saying that Salon Suites wasn't your idea?
No, it was my boyfriend's idea, and we was looking. I was looking for the building, and I showed him the building, and he was like, it's not big enough because you could put he was calling it little rooms,
right?
You could put a room right there, you could put right there, but this is too small. But I've never heard of Salon Suites, so when I got the building, I was like, okay, I guess we can do this. And it was it used to be a meat market.
Oh wow! So you changed a meat market into private salon suites. Yeah. When you started off with that, was it hard to do? Was it hard to find people? Is it hard to manage?
It's hard to manage.
It's a challenge. It's a challenge, right?
People be people.
Yeah.
I'm kind of interested in how for someone who's doing hair right now and they kind of want to take the step and open up their own place. What do you do? What's the first step?
I feel like if you don't have the passion, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just do it
for the money.
I want to do this quick, buddy. I want to do this quick. But when dealing with people, and this is just not only salon suites, but just business in general. Yeah. You have to deal with everybody. You have to be concerned what they're going through, what's going to an extent.
Right.
Yeah.
To an extent, you just can't have an attitude you have to be concerned. So if you're a selfish person, it's not gonna work out. It's not gonna work out.
Did you kind of have to become a different person to step into this higher level?
Yeah. I'm still trying to become a different person in regards to taking my heart out the business. Because anybody with a sad song, let me help, like I said, to an extent, let me help. Okay, what can I do? But what can I do? Can't pay my bills. So I can't tell, my company, my leasing company, that hey, Melissa's dog died and the cat got ran over. I can't do that.
Yeah.
So in that aspect, I have to be stern.
Still gotta pay a bill.
Yeah, because you're not telling your Georgia Power that. You're not telling where you stay at. Whoever you pay rent to. I shouldn't have to be that fall guy that you could say, oh, okay, I'm gonna tell her this. Because anywhere else you're gonna be put out.
That's true.
You go somewhere else with people that don't look like us, you gotta go.
Right.
And you're not even gonna ask them to be lenient on you. You gonna know their rules are their rules. So I would just say, to me, don't get people don't get your homegirl. If anybody say, hey sis, don't get them. Cousin, don't get them. Just let it be professional. Just across the board. Just let it be professional, you know, and it's okay. And if that person do call you cuz or sis or whatever, they're gonna respect
your business.
Exactly. Because I want you to respect my business.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So with that, because you have 3 spaces that has over 15 suites in each one of them, but then you also have another space over in the Atlanta metro area, and I think you're more over at your space off Highland than you are over there. Yeah. So what's the difference? Because Salon Suites really run itself. Yeah. So you just how you manage those?
The people, the one at Metro is more so like that's a print shop. And then it's only like what's like 4 spaces, but they run themselves.
Right.
Like wigs and stuff like they
don't need mama there.
No, they don't need mama there. They don't need mama.
They don't need to be babysitted. Yeah.
They perfect. And it's just so chill and quiet, you know.
That's your piece.
That's my piece. Because that's the last one. So with that last one, I know.
Right.
With that first one, it's like, okay, I'm trying this out. So, you know, when you try out, you're like, okay, this could work.
Yeah.
But, you still got your bad kids.
Right,
you know?
Right.
Like your kids. You know how your kids, you love them, but they are who they are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, because you have this amazing out the mud story, hustling since you was 5 years old, meeting this lady that basically
turned my life around.
Like really turned your life around, opened your eyes, had your first baby at 16, had to come here to Atlanta to help your brother, losing your mom and your brother within 12 months in the gap. I can't even imagine that. That's about to get me emotional. Doing that and still, because business still goes on. And that's the unfortunate part about business, that no one really knows or really understands that even though if you're going through a hard time personally in your life, you still have to conduct business. How, like, for people who get into business or people who's in business like us, how do you able to keep that happy face and that strong woman face on when you're conducting business, even if you like on the inside you breaking down? You know what I'm saying?
Like, I say, you just gotta do it. Cry in the car.
Cry in the car. Okay.
Cry in the car. Get you some wine, go in the tub, let it out.
Yeah.
But, never hold stuff in.
Right.
Because if you hold it in, if you harbor that in, it's going to come out in the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because it's not, if you walk in and you just upset it, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
True. The best way to handle stuff like that is keep a smile on your face. You know what I'm saying? Keep a smile on your face. You just have to,
on that.
Because it's energy.
Yeah.
Energy.
And they definitely look forward to your energy. So if you come in with a bad energy, and you are the root of the business, you know what I'm saying? So if your energy is off and your attitude is off, they're going to be off too. So your out the mud story is like, I still got to go. I still got to keep going. Regardless of what, because you got a bigger picture that you got a goal that you're aiming for, and you still got these 4 or 5 kids that's still looking at you. You got grandkids now, and not only that, you got over 30 something people that are your kids too that's looking for you, looking forward to you showing them and leading them.
Because with that, it's like I said, you can't just say, okay, you have sometimes you got to be a doctor, you got to be a lawyer, you got to be a counselor. Some of these people really look forward to what you have to say. I get calls at 11 o'clock at night, Miss Maya, and I'm be in it. I got some that, that I got a bigger heart for, I'm not going to lie. And, you just got to listen to their story. And me doing this, I do like a lot of the younger people, because it's like you can mold them.
Right.
And the hungry ones, I'm going to say that, hungry ones.
Yeah.
And it's like that, because I just see so much of me
in them.
Right. So it's like, then that make it even worse. And here we go again. I can't give up. This can't happen. I gotta go. Because they looking, even though they not saying that, they looking, they watching.
Right. But where's your boundaries? Because 11 o'clock at night is insane.
I mean, no. They not like literally like every day. If it's like something horrible. Like if a child call or whatever, they not just. But I can honestly say they do respect that. They know 8 o'clock I'm going to sleep. I'm going to sleep. So if my phone do ring, I know it's something.
It's something serious. Yeah, I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that.
So was there like a point, like while you're growing, you're growing your business now even more. Mm-hmm. Is there a point that you really stopped and thought like, damn, I made it? Like, this is crazy.
Every day. Something just happened. I just was like, yes, thank you. Yeah, every day. Every day I look.
Big Maya.
Yeah. Not little.
Big.
Yeah.
Big Maya, not the little one.
I look and just like, I'm just grateful.
Yeah.
Because it could have been a lot different.
Right. Yeah.
A lot different. It's a lot of little different paths I could have went down any day of the week.
Right.
Any time in my life. But it's just like, I'm grateful. I'm really, really, really through it all, the good, the bad, the ugly. Just, I'm grateful because, my thing could have been worse. Could have been worse.
So, with your story and all that you done went through, I'm proud of you. I salute you because I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy, but if you had a choice and if you can go back and pull little Maya, 2-year-old Maya, 5-year-old Maya selling baseball cards, 11-year-old Maya doing hair, 16-year-old Maya pregnant, helping this lady that's sickly and about to pass away that you don't even know nothing about this disease yet. 21-year-old Maya with mom and dad, and then this Maya here. Like, if you can go back to that younger version of yourself, like, what advice would you tell that younger person?
Honestly, to be honest, I think I'd still be kind of the same because if I think I would have did anything different, I wouldn't have turned out. Like, it would have went different.
Yeah.
It just would have been different. So, it's the same. Keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah. Don't stop.
Don't stop. No matter what, don't stop.
I love it. I do appreciate you taking this time out. So, you got anything you want to ask or say?
I do kind of want to know about what you plan on doing, from here. Like, what your goals are.
Yeah.
My goals. Ooh.
That's a good question. Let's get in it.
I want to open up a salon suite, but I want to own my own building. I want my own building. And in the building, I want it like the bottom, like how the strip mall or whatever. And then I want like apartments on top of them.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I want to do apartments and stuff like that. Do real estate.
That's dope.
Okay.
That's dope.
That's what I want to do.
I like that.
Yes, that's what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do.
I was about to say, let's say that's what's going to happen. So how can they find you on social media? What's your social media platform, your handles? Like anyone that's looking for salon suites over in the metro area and the Atlanta area by Greenbrier, how can they find you?
It's at Asani J Salon. That's it. On Instagram.
On Instagram. Okay, perfect. Well, again, this is Out the Mud podcast. I hope you definitely was able to learn Miss Maya's story, learn to keep going regardless of what you face. Stay focused, stay grinding, getting out the mud. This is Out the Mud podcast. Thank you.